Welcome to WW2, the ultimate battle royale. What's up guys? Welcome to The Lore, where history gets a zero-chill makeover. Today we're diving into the wildest PvP event in history, World War II. We're talking tanks, planes, explosions, and enough plot twists to make your head spin. Get ready for insane battles, legendary leaders, and some seriously bad decisions. Blitzkrieg! Germany just pulled a sneak attack. Picture this, it's 1939, and Germany's just rolled up on Poland like, bro, trust me, it's just a prank. But the UK and France are all like, nah fam, that's illegal. Germany's basically that kid in school who thinks he's slick, but everyone knows he's about to get detention. They're not backing down though. Germany's like, what are you gonna do, stop me? And just like that, bam! World War II officially kicks off. Germany unleashes its secret weapon, Blitzkrieg. It's like a super fast, super aggressive style of warfare, and it catches everyone off guard. Think of it like a flashbang in a video game, totally disorienting. Poland's trying to fight back, but Germany's got better weapons, better tactics, and they're just rolling over everything in their path. It's a total beatdown, and within a month, Poland's down for the count. The UK and France are shook, but they're about to learn that Germany's not messing around. This is just the beginning, guys. The world's about to become a battle royale, and the stakes are higher than ever. France got absolutely wrecked. Alright, so Germany's on a roll after crushing Poland. They're feeling themselves like they just won a team deathmatch without breaking a sweat. But the real challenge is about to begin. Taking down France. Now, France was no slouch back then. They had a massive army, tons of tanks, and they were ready to throw down. But Germany had a secret weapon up their sleeve. They were sneaky, like next-level sneaky. Instead of attacking head-on like everyone expected, they went around France's main defenses through Belgium. It was a bold move, like something out of a military genius's playbook. France is freaking out, scrambling to react, but it's too late. Germany's already inside their base, wreaking havoc. The French army's getting pushed back on all fronts, their defenses are crumbling, and their morale is plummeting faster than my view count if I ever stopped uploading. It's a total disaster, and within 6 weeks France is forced to surrender. It's a crushing defeat, and it sends shockwaves throughout the world. The UK, now standing alone against Germany, is like, hold on, I need to call in my American friend. The Battle of Britain, this time it's personal. So, Germany's conquered most of Europe, and they're feeling pretty unstoppable. They're like the final boss in a video game, just stomping on everyone. But there's one problem. Great Britain. See, Britain's an island nation, and they've got this badass navy that's basically like a wall of iron surrounding them. Germany knows they can't just roll in there like they did in France. So, what do? They decide to launch a massive air assault, sending wave after wave of bombers to try and bomb Britain into submission. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, is the best in the world at this point. They've got these advanced fighters, skilled pilots, and they're raining down bombs like it's a clearance sale. But the British are like, not today mate, they've got the Royal Air Force, the RAF, and these guys are absolute legends. They're outnumbered, outgunned, but they're fighting like demons, shooting down German planes left and right. The Battle of Britain rages for months, a brutal back and forth in the skies, but in the end, the RAF prevails, handing Germany their first major defeat of the war. It's a turning point in the war, proving that Germany isn't invincible. Chapter 4, Operation Barbarossa, Never Invade Russia in Winter. Okay, so Germany's feeling pretty cocky after conquering most of Europe. They've steamrolled through countries, leaving a trail of victories behind them. They're like that guy at the gym who lifts one weight and thinks he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Confidence is sky high and they believe they're unstoppable. But they're about to make a huge mistake. A mistake so colossal it will go down in history as one of the greatest military blunders ever. Hitler, the leader of Germany, decides he wants to take on the Soviet Union, a massive country with seemingly endless resources. He underestimates the sheer size and resilience of the Soviet forces. It's like challenging a bear to a wrestling match after eating a whole jar of honey. Not the smartest move, right? In June 1941, Germany launches Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. They mobilize millions of soldiers and thousands of tanks. They're expecting a quick victory, thinking they'll just waltz in and take over. The plan is to crush the Soviet Union before winter sets in. At first, it seems like they might actually pull it off. The German army advances rapidly, capturing vast amounts of territory and inflicting heavy casualties on the Soviets. But then, winter hits. And not just any winter, the kind of winter that makes you question all your life choices. And I'm not talking about your average run-of-the-mill winter. This is the Russian winter, a force of nature that has humbled many invaders before. This is Russia we're talking about, where winter is basically a mythical beast that devours armies whole. It's brutal, relentless, and unforgiving. The German soldiers, used to fighting in Western Europe, are completely unprepared for the brutal conditions. They struggle to march, their equipment freezes, and they can't cope with the extreme cold. Their equipment freezes, their supplies dwindle, and their morale plummets faster than a skydiver without a parachute. The harsh winter conditions take a severe toll on the German forces. The Soviets, on the other hand, are used to this kind of weather. They have the right gear, the right equipment, and the right mindset to fight in these conditions. They're like the winter version of those kids who wear shorts in the snow, totally unfazed. They know how to handle the cold and use it to their advantage. They launch a counterattack, pushing the Germans back and inflicting heavy losses. The tide of the war begins to turn. Operation Barbarossa, once thought to be a sure victory, turns into a disaster for Germany. The dream of a quick conquest shatters, leaving the German forces in a dire situation. Chapter 5, Pearl Harbor, Japan just woke up a sleeping giant. Alright, so while all this craziness is going down in Europe, things are about to get spicy in the Pacific. The stage is set for a dramatic showdown that will change the course of history. Japan, another major player in this global battle royale, is looking to expand its empire. They have been building up their military might and are ready to make bold moves. They've got their eyes on Southeast Asia, which is rich in resources like oil and rubber. These resources are crucial for Japan's war machine and economic stability. But there's one problem: the United States. The US has a significant presence in the Pacific, and they are not about to let Japan have a free hand in the region. The US has a bunch of territories in the Pacific, and they're not too keen on Japan just waltzing in and taking over. These territories are strategically important and serve as a line of defense against any potential aggressors. It's like that awkward moment when your little brother tries to join your game of tag with your friends. You know he's going to mess things up, and you're not having it. Japan knows that if they want to achieve their goals, they need to take out the US Pacific Fleet, which is stationed at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. This fleet is the main obstacle standing in their way. So, on December 7, 1941, they launch a surprise attack. The plan is to cripple the US fleet and buy time for Japan to secure its objectives in Southeast Asia. Over 350 Japanese aircraft, including fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes, descend upon Pearl Harbor in 2 waves. The attack is meticulously planned and executed with precision. The attack catches the Americans completely off guard. They are taken by surprise, and the initial response is chaotic and disorganized. They're like, "What the heck is going on?" as bombs rain down from the sky. The devastation is immediate and overwhelming. It's a devastating blow to the US Pacific Fleet. The attack leaves the fleet in shambles, with several battleships sunk or heavily damaged. Several battleships are sunk or damaged, hundreds of aircraft are destroyed, and over 2,400 Americans are killed. The human and material losses are staggering. The attack on Pearl Harbor is a major turning point in World War II. It shocks the American public and galvanizes the nation into action. It brings the United States into the war on the side of the Allies, and it transforms the conflict from a regional struggle into a truly global war. The sleeping giant has been awakened, and the world will never be the same. Chapter 6, D-Day, the Allies storm the beach. Alright, so the war's been raging for years now, and the Allies, led by the US, UK, and Soviet Union, are finally ready to take the fight to Germany's doorstep. This moment has been building up for a long time, with countless hours of planning and strategizing. The stakes couldn't be higher. They've been planning this massive invasion for months, and it's going to be epic. The target, Normandy, France. This isn't just any beach, it's a heavily fortified stronghold that the Germans have been preparing to defend fiercely. The date, June 6, 1944, also known as D-Day. This day will go down in history as one of the most significant turning points of the Second World War. Imagine this. Thousands of ships carrying hundreds of thousands of soldiers, all converging on a heavily fortified coastline. The sheer scale of this operation is mind-boggling, with every detail meticulously planned. It's like the biggest, most intense beach party you've ever seen, except instead of volleyball and margaritas, there's bullets, explosions, and the fate of the world hanging in the balance. The air is thick with tension and the roar of engines. The Germans, dug in along the beaches, are waiting for them. They've got machine guns, artillery, and they're ready to make the Allies pay for every inch of ground. The defenses are formidable, and the German soldiers are well prepared. As the first wave of Allied troops hit the beaches, all hell breaks loose. The noise is deafening and the chaos is unimaginable. Machine guns are blazing, explosions are rocking the ground, and soldiers are fighting tooth and nail for every inch of sand. The bravery and determination of these men are beyond words. It's absolute chaos, but the Allies keep pushing forward wave after wave, determined to break through the German defenses. Their resolve is unshakable and their mission is clear. The fighting is fierce, and the casualties are heavy on both sides. Medics are working tirelessly to save lives amidst the carnage. But slowly, surely, the Allies start to gain the upper hand. Inch by inch, they push the German lines back, establishing a foothold on the beaches. They establish a foothold on the beaches, push inland, and link up with other Allied forces. The coordination and teamwork are nothing short of extraordinary. D-Day is a success, but the war is far from over. The Allies have a long road ahead, but this victory marks a crucial turning point in the fight against tyranny. Chapter 7. The nukes, it's about to get real. Alright, so by 1945 Germany's been defeated, but the war in the Pacific is still raging. Japan, despite facing overwhelming odds, is refusing to surrender. They're like that last guy in a game of dodgeball, just refusing to go down. The US, wanting to end the war quickly and prevent further loss of life, decides to unleash their secret weapon, the atomic bomb. Now, this wasn't a decision taken lightly. The atomic bomb was a weapon unlike any other, capable of unimaginable destruction, but the US believed it was necessary to force Japan's surrender. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber drops an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. The explosion is unlike anything the world has ever seen. It instantly obliterates the city center, killing tens of thousands of people and leaving a legacy of radiation sickness and devastation. 3 days later, the US drops a second atomic bomb, this time on Nagasaki, Japan. The results are equally horrific. Faced with the overwhelming power of the atomic bomb and the threat of further destruction, Japan finally surrenders on August 15, 1945, bringing an end to World War II. And that's how World War II became the most insane PvP event in history. We saw epic battles, crazy strategies, and some seriously intense moments. From the beaches of Normandy to the skies over Britain, this war had it all. Remember, never invade Russia in winter and don't pick fights with the USA unless you're ready for endgame weapons. Hit that like button and subscribe for more Zero Chill history.